Welcome to Magic Buddy 2, where stories shine like sunny balloons. From baby giggles to grandpa's grin. Animals and people, let's dive in. Learn and laugh and tales come true. All the fun begins with you.
The kingdom stood tall on its mountain crown, a jewel of peace carved from centuries of war. The old king watched from his balcony, knowing his reign would soon pass into legend or ruin. Two sons carried his blood, each born of the same mother, yet forged from different fire. One burned with the hunger of conquest, the other glowed with the warmth of mercy. The council demanded a choice, but the king refused a decision made by blood alone. He would shape the future with trials, not inheritances, for a crown. Must be earned. Trumpets cried through the capital, summoning all to witness the first of many tests. The people gathered like waves against the palace walls, hungry for destiny to unfold. The first challenge was of strength, a contest of body against boulder and blade. Darion shattered obstacles like storm against stone. Eryan endured with quiet grace. Yet the king's eyes did not linger on muscle or might, but on the discipline behind each blow, for power without control had toppled kingdoms before, and would again. The second trial tested wit, riddles older than the throne itself. Eryan's answers flowed like water through rock, patient yet unstoppable. Darion, restless and proud, grew impatient at puzzles that would not yield. The crowd murmured as wisdom tilted the scales, if only for a breath. The third trial called for courage, through the labyrinth of beasts below the castle. Both brothers returned, bloodied yet breathing, but only one with every companion alive. Whispers spread like smoke. Was it better to win or to save? The king remained silent, his face unreadable beneath the weight of judgment. The fourth trial reached the heart, to heal the wounds of strangers in a plague-swept quarter. Eryan knelt beside peasants with steady hands, while Darion sent gold, but not time. The city watched the younger son with awe, yet feared his kindness lacked iron. For crowns demanded cruelty when peace alone could not hold the walls. Fifth trial summoned loyalty, each prince tasked to guard a secret convoy. Bandits struck in the night, and both missions bled under moonlight steel. In the morning, one convoy stood whole, the other stripped to the bone. Trust proved brittle under gold's whisper, and the crowd began to choose in their hearts. The sixth trial brought temptation, chests of forbidden treasure laid before them. Only one walked away with empty hands. The other's fingers brushed gold like a lover. The king said nothing, but the treasury recorded every heartbeat of greed. Eyes sharper than swords saw which son's soul bent first. The eighth trial sent them to negotiate peace with a rival lord sworn to bloodshed. Darion returned with threats. Eryan returned with terms, though costly and fragile. The king's silence weighed heavier than war drums. His eyes saw seeds, not flowers. For roots unseen decide which tree survives the coming storm. The ninth trial measured humility, for pride had killed more kings than knives. Eryan served a month among soldiers. Darion ordered them like pawns from day one. The people began to whisper prayers in Eryan's name, though some still feared his gentleness. A throne is not a cradle, they said. It is a blade dressed in silk. The 10th trial tested vision, to design a future for the kingdom in words, not swords. Darion promised conquest, Eryan promised stability, yet both failed to see the storm beyond the horizon. The 11th trial pulled at heartstrings, to decide between saving a friend or an army. Darion chose the army, Eryan the friend. Both victories carried shadows. The 12th trial dealt in truth, forced to confess their darkest fear before the court. Darion named failure, Eryan named corruption. The nobles listened, writing both names in memory. The 13th trial turned to faith, a holy relic lost in distant ruins. Both sons journeyed, yet only one returned carrying both relic and injured stranger. Rumors began to swirl that fate had already chosen, though the king gave no sign. Some feared he sought not a king among them, but something else entirely. The 14th trial was patience, a locked door, a room of silence, and no clock. Darion raged until exhaustion. Eryan sat like stone, waiting for the unseen key. The 15th trial called for sacrifice, each prince to give up something precious. Darion surrendered gold. Eryan surrendered a lifelong dream. The 16th trial returned them to the people, to rule for a day in the king's place. Chaos tested their hands. One ruled with fear, the other with weary compassion. The 17th trial was of art, to inspire a kingdom with beauty, not power. Darion commissioned grandeur. Eryan composed a song that made the city weep. The 18th trial brought deception, spies among allies, lies in polished words. Darion struck quickly and punished many. Eryan uncovered the truth with quiet care. The 19th trial was war itself, a staged siege against the castle. Darion led a roaring charge. Eryan fortified and waited, breaking the siege with patience. The 20th trial measured mercy, to pardon or punish a captured enemy prince. Darion demanded execution. Eryan offered alliance. The hall split in heated shouts. The king rose at last, 20 trials gone, and still no crown upon a son's head. He looked beyond them both, toward someone neither had seen, and the court fell silent. The king rose at last, 24 trials tested, and still no crown upon a son's head. He looked beyond them both, eyes piercing, as the court waited in trembling silence. Darion's pride flared, believing victory certain. Eryan's patience held a quiet calm. Each recalled their deeds, the triumphs and failings the kingdom had silently witnessed. From the back of the hall, a humble figure stepped forward, one who had served the kingdom unseen. The king's gaze softened, for virtue sometimes wears no crown, nor gleams in gold. Neither son would inherit the throne. The kingdom needed a ruler who served, not ruled. The commoner, trained in courage, wisdom, and compassion, now stood ready to lead. Darion's anger faltered, pride crumbling like brittle stone. Eryan bowed his head in quiet acknowledgement. For even patience and virtue could not claim a crown meant for humility and service. The kingdom watched as the wise commoner took the throne, the people's trust shining brighter than any jewel. And so a new age began, not of blood or conquest, but of justice, courage, and quiet hope. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Magic Buddy Tunes.